Yo, look who's here. We got DJ Walk in the building. Come on, man. We're about to have a show. Listen, today, you always hearing brothers, Jason, talking about how they protect theirs, how they all about respect. And if you come up in their crib, you know what I'm saying? They always talking that, they talk that talk. But let's find out today if brothers is really protecting the right thing. You ready to get into this?
Supposed to be protected.
Let's get it.
Welcome to the Get Your Shift Together Men's Podcast with your host, Dr. MyRon Edmonds.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Get Your Shift Together Men's Podcast. This is your boy, Dr. MyRon Edmonds, and I got my man here. He always got the Supreme hat on. Got the Supreme hat on. All right. See you.
Yes,
No,
sir.
I've been asking this brother for a good minute. Brother, bless me, man. Take care of me, man. Give me. He always showing off his stuff, but I never want to help a brother out. Anyway, man, this podcast has been sponsored by, listen, none other than the Winning Circle. And the Winning Circle is sponsoring the Men's Breakthrough Webinar. You need to be there, brother, because it's totally free. This is a master's class to help you from get out of the hell you in to the heaven you want to be in. Now, I ain't talking about like church heaven. I'm just talking about like, you know how you be in a hellish situation? You feel me? Like, and you just be like, man, I need to get out of this rut that I'm in, man. I feel like the enemy is just like using everything against me. I'm failing where I should be winning. Bro, let us help move you from where you are to where you need to be. We're going to share with you the 3 secrets that I had to learn by trial and by fire. See, all this stuff they taught you about manhood in this world, it ain't working for us. We leading the world in suicides. We leading the world in all the at-risk health outcomes, everything. We're killing us first, everything. Bro, that's because manhood, the way they taught us, ain't working. Sign up for this free masterclass. Let me help you. Some of y'all trying to get the bag, but it's not about the bag. You need to get some other stuff in order so that you can open up yourself to everything God has for you. Go to the website right now, register www.menswinningscircle.com/breakthrough, www.menswinningscircle.com/breakthrough. And did I say it's free? It's free. It's free. It's completely free. Free. All right. Jay,
Hey, Myron,
talk to me, brother.
Myron, new setup today. I see the yellow going on.
Oh well, man. Yeah, I knew that you was about to, wear that Supreme hat with the yellow outline.
And I'm trying something different. I'm actually streaming podcasting from my laptop camera. I'm not using the HD joint no more, man. It looks all right. It looks pretty good, man. So let's see how this goes.
All right. It actually does look good. Actually, I thought you had upgraded your camera, man. It looks good.
This is the MacBook, man. 2024 MacBook, man. So hey, it looks pretty good. Apple, send me the new one, man. Look at that free promo. Apple, send me the new one.
Hey, listen, we ain't getting paid for that. Yeah, we ain't getting paid for that. Hey, another quick shout out to another one of our sponsors today is Natural E-Man Men's Supplement. My brother, just take it from me. Listen, man, this has been curated and created by a board-certified urologist. He's one of our own, part of our community, Dr. Quentin Cancel. Great brother. Brother has created an amazing, all-natural product to help you to start winning in your health, man. A lot of you all are experiencing when you get to your 40s, like that low testosterone. A lot of you are experiencing maybe, libido going down a little bit. A lot of you experiencing brain fog. A lot of you experiencing just fatigue. Listen, man, it's probably because you ain't getting those vitamins and those nutrients and that nitric oxide in there that increases blood flow. Like, listen, man, your diet probably not giving you the stuff that you need, but that's all right. We got you because we got a supplement for you to help you so you can start winning in your health. This is made by a board-certified urologist, Duke University graduate. He got the good stuff for you. Go to the website right now, www.naturaleman.com. Put the coupon code CIRCLE in there for the Winning Circle and get 10% off. Jay, What you got, man? What's going on, brother?
Let's get to these man laws, man. Let's get to these. I got a good one today. So, brothers, quick question, man. The chat is open. Go ahead and drop some comments in the chat because I want to know, right? MyRon and myself, we're married brothers. We married brothers, and MyRon, look, go ahead, put the shades on. I see you.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right, we married brothers, right? And I think so. I know the story of MyRon and Shanae. I think they were dating for a very long time. High school sweethearts, college sweethearts, I believe, got married. Not high school.
Sounds good. Let's go with it. Shanae's not here, so she can't dispute the fact. Yeah.
My wife dated my wife for a very long time, but we really don't know the true history of. Well, I think I know, but we really can't say the true history of the females that we put rings on, right? So I'm watching this Diddy case, right?
Oh God!
I'm watching this Diddy case, right?
Oh man, Lord have mercy.
I'm watching this Diddy case, right?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody brought up today that her fiance had to be escorted out of the courtroom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Can
you imagine her fiance sitting in that courtroom while she's testifying? Hopefully she ran past some of the things that she was going to say on that stand to her husband before she took it. But can you imagine her fiance, hearing some of the heinous, crazy things that went on between her and Diddy? My little man law. I don't know if this is a good one. I don't know if some of you brothers going to agree with it. I don't know if MyRon's going to agree with it. But before you get in these long-term relationships, hey, to some of y'all, this might not matter. To some of y'all, they're like, well, I don't care about her history. She mine now. I don't care what she did in the past. Salute to you, brother. I get it. I ain't hate it. But before you get into these relationships, if this is your thing, you kind of gotta, as much as you can, find out the history of who you're dating, who you are getting engaged to. If it matters to you, some brothers, it don't even matter. They're like, I don't care. But kind of know who you're getting involved with and giving your last name to and giving your life to. For some brothers, it's important. For me, it's important. I'm not being shallow or vain, but I kind of like to know the history. Of course, nobody's going to be 100% truthful all the way, but I don't know, man. You don't want to get down the road in your relationship or marriage and they just unpack some things that you'd be like, whoa. So if you can, see if you can dig into that history before you go full-fledged walking down the aisle.
You don't think people are doing that?
Some brothers, Myron, some brothers ain't doing that, bro. Some brothers ain't up.
Really? No, for real. Really? They just rather not know?
That's a good question. That's a question for the chat. Would you want to know? Make this a clip too. Let's make this a clip.
And I'm assuming you're flipping it because Cassie, you're saying she did not do her homework on Diddy.
No, I'm talking about the fiance doing his homework.
Okay. But he was a bodyguard. I think he was Diddy's bodyguard. He was something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. So
that which is crazy though. You think about it.
Make this a clip. This is a clip. Brothers, answer this in the comments, chat, whatever. Do you care about your partner's history? Do you care? Is that a thing to you? Would it sway your decision to walk down the aisle? Do you care? Does it matter? Is that a thing to you? Or are you just like, she with me now, it's a new beginning? Do you care about the history of your partner? Do you care? Do you want to know? Do you not want to know? Is it just like I keep saying? is it going to be a decision maker or breaker for you? You know, but one thing's for sure, two things for certain. I know you probably don't want to get down 4 or 5 years in your marriage and then something gets unpacked and it's a major shift in what you got going on. So do you care? Do you not care? Does it matter?
Man, Mario Charles, he says the poet Mario Winan said, I don't want to know.
I don't want to see. There you go. Some brothers don't want to know. Some brothers don't care. It's a question.
What are we talking about here, though? Because are you serious, Mario? Hold on, man. Are y'all serious? Listen, hold on, man. Wait. Are we saying? Because this is not what I teach when I counsel couples. I tell them you need to get to know as much as you possibly can about your spouse. And I guess what I'm hearing is there's some guys who are like, okay, I hear you. You know, if they're in the counseling, they're nodding their heads, but they're like, there's some things I just don't want to know. And maybe that's what's being said. Are we talking about details? What are we? And are we talking about sexual escapades? Or are we talking about everything in life? Because if we just talk about sex, then yeah, that's one thing. But there's so much other stuff that you need to know about your spouse before you get with them.
Of course.
You talking about her sexual history?
Yeah, I'll say things.
You don't want to know everything?
I say make or break things, man. Like, I don't know. What if you found out that your partner was a cartel runner, or you know what I'm saying?
Kamar said, I want to know. He said, I want to know.
Now you all vacationing in Spain or wherever, Latin America, and somebody pull up on you like, hey, you're Rosalita, where's my money? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, do
Jason,
you really
what are you saying? You're saying you come on, man. Listen, I know what the street, you saying some brothers are saying this in the streets. I want to know what you're saying. What are you saying? Do you want to know or you don't want to know?
Oh, I want to know.
Exactly. And I want
to know. That was one of my deal makers for, putting a ring on my wife, because she wasn't from the city. She was from a whole nother state. Okay. I don't know if that's shallow. I don't know if that's immature, but that type of stuff matters to me, man. Your dating history. I don't know if I just need to grow up. I don't know, man. But some of that stuff matters to me.
We need to know as much as we possibly. All that stuff matters. But I can understand why some people wouldn't want to know all of these. They just want to know, I had, so many partners, or I was this in my past, blah, 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 whatever. But I'm gonna tell you, some people don't want to know because some people don't want to tell either. Come on, some people don't want to know because they like, look, you keep your business to yourself. I keep my business to myself, and let's just go forward. Yeah.
Hey, look, and I'm not immature neither. Like, you got to unpack your stuff too, brother. You know what I'm saying? It can't be one-sided. I think my thing I'm just trying to say is you just can't go into these relationships and marriages like blinded and get blindsided by something like that. Because Lord forbid that this fiance, this is his first time hearing the exploits that
it can't be. There's no way.
I don't know, brother. I don't know.
No way. There's no way. Because they have these these pre-trial, they do all I don't know to what extent he knew, right? But this Gov's coach on Instagram said knowing can help your mate support areas that show up later. Again, man, like I think you're making a good point. The goal of, and we talk about the protection instinct that men have.
Mm-hmm.
And we as men, we want to protect what's ours. We want to protect territory. We want to protect our families. We want to protect all these things. But we also want to protect our business, our secrets. We don't want nobody going there. And yeah, I think the guys that don't want to know are guys that don't want that. They want that quid pro quo.
Well, they may not want their feelings to get hurt. Listen,
you think, ego can't handle. But
when you get in these marriage counseling sessions,
mm-hmm.
Hey, you gotta put your ego to the side because some things may get uncovered that's going, hurt your pride a little bit. But you gotta. It's better in my opinion, it's better for you to know than not to know. But
it's funny, man. People who are really, really out in the streets, that may not be a great way to describe it, but I've noticed they have a more healthy perspective on people's sexual experiences because some of these people swap partners so much, blah 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 blah. What these folks, they ain't really tripping about somebody who may have a past because they like, man, I got a past. That's just, you know what I'm saying? So they move on from these things quickly. They're not worried whether they got to be better in bed than the last guy because they just like, man, this is life. You know, I'm gonna leave this person there, but I know somebody. The way they talk with such openness and it's like a candor and a realness that's quite refreshing. And I just noticed that sometimes church and religious people have a different mindset to this stuff because of how we've been taught. But let's just be real. We got belief, we've got knowledge, we've got understanding. And some of us may have not lived that life, but there's a lot of church folk who have lived that lifestyle. The problem is they got the baggage of not knowing. Like you got some church dudes, I'm just be real. You got some church dudes talking about who've been really, 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 really promiscuous. They want a virgin. Come on.
But hold up. Look at another oxymoron of this, right? We're supposed to be the most forgiving and the most
exactly. And I find that we're not. That's my point. Yeah, exactly.
It's weird.
Exactly. That's a very good point. Man, listen. Woo.
Let's keep it moving. But
no, but this is
a clip, and I want all the smoke in the comments because I'm gonna tell you, Jason Walker, DJ Walk, Jason J Walk, whatever you want to call it. History matters to me. It just matters to me. I think it's also about being truthful and honest in the relationship too, because you don't want things to come and be unpacked later on down the road that you just really didn't know about. So, all right, let's move on. Sports.
No. I say this though. So you're right. Though. I think I have a healthy relationship with as healthy as you can get. It may not be the best way to say it, but I mean, listen, man, we're trying, you know, we believe in God, man. We love each other, man. Family is first, all those things. Right. And yet creating intimacy in my marriage has been a challenge, not because we don't want it. It's just that as a man, I've not learned how to do that. I'm not good. I'm not always, it doesn't come natural for me to express my thoughts, express my emotions, to be present. A lot of times I'm not fully present. You know, these are all things that build intimacy. And the other thing that builds intimacy, obviously, like what you're saying, is communicating and sharing and talking. Do you even really know me? And I find a lot of people get surprised in these relationships, Jason, and they end up checking out because they say to themselves, man, I didn't see this coming. But bro, you didn't really take the time to get to know a person and to really get to know them. Honestly, I'll say this. There are always surprises, but honestly, I ain't really had no surprises.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact.
I ain't had no surprises. And I'm shocked. Honestly, when people tell me I didn't know this about them, I'm like, you lying. You didn't know that they was violent.
How did you not know? Everybody knew you.
Everybody, bro. Everybody knew but you. And so I'm saying, let's go back to, because I'm talking a little bit about Diddy, Cassie case right now, and then I want to talk about Troy Lanez as well. So I'm saying, let's put this on Cassie now. Cassie was trying to, I watched the documentary, and I'm just surmising from what I've heard, obviously reports. She wanted a career. She was promised 10 albums. She only got 1 album. We don't even know her as an artist. Let's just be honest. She saw Diddy. She saw Diddy as an opportunity, and Diddy saw her as an opportunity. It was completely transactional. And the way that they carried on in this relationship with the drugs and the freak-offs and the violence and all this other stuff, I think this sister saw who he was. She heard some stuff about him, but she made a decision. He has something that I want.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to bypass. Maybe he will treat me differently so that I can get what I want. And in the end, she didn't. And then I don't. Do you see any connection? Tell folk a little bit about Troy Lanez, because the story recently is that he's locked up in prison for the situation about the gunshot that went off after the party at whose house was that? There was some big celebrity's party a couple of years ago. Megan Thee Stallion or somebody got shot in the foot or something like that. And there's a lot of belief in the streets that they set this boy up. His dad has been very vocal in coming out and saying, even this most recent thing that happened in prison, said he was stabbed 14 times. Somebody tried to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
He survived. And the dad is saying, hey, man, he's calling various celebrities names, saying these celebrities are responsible for this because I think it was like a retaliation. He had reached out to Megan Thee Stallion's legal team or something like that. And the next thing you know, he gets stabbed. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't really want to get to the gossip part about it. But again, something went down in that car.
Yeah.
We don't know what went down in that car because we wasn't there. But as a result of it, this young man's life has been destroyed. And I'm saying it comes back to brothers always talking about how they, this whole respect and we protect what's ours. Yo, Jay, here's what I want to say. Brothers will protect all type of superfluous, like unimportant things, stuff that we talked about last week. What we talk about? We said, just real quick, because I got a punchline I'm about to drop. So what they say? We said They respect women, money, territory, ego, reputation, revenge, like all of that tough guy stuff. But they will not even protect themselves from dumb situations that have red flags written all over it. We go back to Shannon Sharp. Now, this is a shakedown, but whatever. I'm saying, how you get yourself into the situation.
You can't take down something that you willingly put yourself into. Yes,
Jay, I have to admit, they say that one of the things about being a man, just our biological makeup that we read about when we were talking about the 100 men versus one gorilla. Who comes up with this stuff? Men do. Why? Because men are attracted to risk.
Ooh. Whoa, hold on. Wait.
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Say that one more time.
Men intrinsically, innately are drawn to taking risks. That's why men have guns. That's why men play violent sports. That's why men are in boxing. That's why men jump out of planes. That's why men join the military. That's why
crazy.
Video game, where we killing people. It's like we are drawn, and that's why we're drawn to violence for whatever reason. Men are drawn to risk. That's how we're wired, and that's how we're wounded, and that's one of our weaknesses. And so it's funny to me that we are out here speaking and talking protection, when in fact men do not protect themselves. I don't protect myself. And now I'm not talking about physical stuff where we get in a fight. I'm talking about me as a man, my soul, my personhood. Like my, reputation is one thing. What about my character? What about my health? Dudes don't go to the doctor. Dudes don't go to church. They don't do nothing but take risks. And then walk around. Yeah. And then talk about how we, we about respect and protection. Okay. Mario said the real question is there anything in your past that can hinder our future together? My wife and I were honest with each other to some degree. Okay, he's still on that stuff. Tell him everything, bro. But anyway, I want to get your thoughts on that because Yeah. I mean, you just every time we turn around, there's a news story. Think about this. How many news stories we've seen lately where you have these high-level black men that are wealthy, that are popular, blah, 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 and they getting in trouble. They did. I mean, because of they took risks. There are very few of those guys that would not tell you, especially let's use Diddy as an example. He tried to take on this persona of a tough guy. I heard one story yesterday. It said that, I think it was from the trial. It said that Diddy was in the same city as Suge Knight. And somebody told him, hey, Suge Knight is at such and such a place. It said Diddy, after a freak off, in the middle of a freak off, left the freak off, grabbed his piece and his boys, and was heading, Cassie told this story, to go find Suge Knight. And I mean, like, from one risky situation to the next. It reminds me of Samson. Samson just constantly put himself in risky situations constantly. Violence and risk, just ignoring red flags, ignoring warning signs. And then we're the same dudes that are talking about, I want to protect what's mine.
Man, it's I don't know how many subscribers we have, but we need more subscribers because a lot of brothers need to hear this stuff, man. A lot of y'all brothers are going out here every day taking risk, knowing that you're knowingly taking risk and still just out here just the seat of your pants, just out here just doing whatever you want to do. Seem, I don't know the quote, I don't know what it is, but just out here just on the fly, not going to the doctor, not going to counseling, just driving under the influence. Man, I never thought about that, Myron, but yeah, just men are just
that's another one. Yeah.
Risk. Men are just attracted to just risk.
How many dudes you know
living on the edge?
Sleep with multiple women. They don't know these women. They don't
wear
know
protection.
what they're capable of. No protection, no nothing. I heard that Shannon Sharp was like, he's like, yo, he don't even believe in that. But I'm just like, okay, but bro, but you have left your whole life exposed. You know what I'm saying? You left your whole life exposed. So let's talk today about what men should protect. All right. So we're going to talk today about what men should protect. And let's just go through this list and talk a little bit about, I think it's interesting, man. By the way, for those of you who are joining us, welcome to the Get Your Shift Together Men's Podcast. Look, we're helping men to win in what matters. We've been talking about, we were kind of inspired, Jason and I, by this, 100, men versus one gorilla, and, some of the other tropes and ideas about men, the stereotypes that men are about respect and protection, and guns, and you can't disrespect me, and we'll fight for this, we'll fight for that. But we noticed that there are a whole lot of other stuff that men don't fight for. And here are the 5, Jay. The 5 are that men do not fight for their family's hearts. They don't fight for their integrity. They don't fight for their legacy. They don't fight for their brothers or protect, or the word I should be using is protect their brothers, meaning accountability. And they do not protect their calling.
Calling is deep. That's super deep.
It says men are praised for guarding their turf, but called by God to guard their temple, their tribe, and their testimony. This is interesting. We're gonna lose a bunch of men on this because this ain't the type of stuff like some people want to talk about Diddy, they want to talk about sports, but bro, let's start with the first one, Jay. Mm-hmm. Protecting our families' hearts, not just their safety, but their emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. Bro, man, I can tell you this because I went so many years untreated, no therapy, no self-awareness. I was doing all types of harm emotionally to my wife and my children without even knowing it. But you couldn't tell me that I wasn't protecting mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about you. Like, I mean, that don't even sound masculine. Protect your family's hearts. What is that? That's being present. That's being dialed in. That's being mature enough to know that your daughter likes boys and that your son likes girls. And you actually have to have these kind of conversations that are mature and not simply, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to. Come on, like, bro, you got to prepare yourself that you are dealing with human beings that are going through things, and that if you are the protector, like you said, is your home safe emotionally, spiritually? Talk to me, Jay.
Yeah, you know what? This is right on the money, man. But a lot of brothers don't really value this because they put all the value on providing. Truth, bro. A lot of brothers don't really lock in to protecting their family emotionally and their hearts, because they just believe that all of this is going to come if I provide. Oh, I pay these bills. I keep the lights on. I keep everybody fed. Y'all should be happy. Y'all should be content with what's going on. A lot of brothers put a lot of bingo chips on this providing. And it's important.
Oh, man.
It's very important. You got to provide for your family. Don't think that I'm saying it's not important to provide. But just as much as it is important to provide, it is important to protect the emotional wellness and mental health of your family.
Protect everything, bro.
Protect everything. You know, you protecting these bills and making sure that the lights is on and the mortgage is paid, which is true. But then everybody in the house is in shambles emotionally and mentally. You getting into full-blown arguments, like screaming matches with your wife in front of your kids, and you don't know how emotionally that's affecting the household and the temperature of the house. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you have to be mature enough to understand that, you know, you and your spouse ain't the only ones that's up in here. So some conversations that get heated and screaming matches, you probably should just walk away or go into another space of the house or go outside or something like that, because you don't know how it's going to affect your kids, right? So you got to really know how to emotionally protect your family and put as much emphasis on that as providing. Because like I said, repeat it again, a lot of brothers put all their bingo chips on these bills. Hey, I got these bills paid. I got this refrigerator full. The lights ain't on. All y'all taken care of. I got new shoes. I got new clothes. And you think that's it. I know, bro. There's more to it. There's more to it.
Providing is doing some heavy lifting. Yeah, but it's really not. You're only lifting like a few pounds when the great majority of the weight that we ought to be lifting in our homes is in the other areas, the spiritual, the emotional. You know, one of the things the Lord showed me, and I've seen this happen, and I'm afraid to even say it because I don't want to sound like I'm all that and like I got it together. I need Jesus. I need Jesus. I need Jesus too. I'm just telling you right now, I need Jesus. But yo, Jay, have you ever felt like, have you had those moments where you could just kind of spiritually sense you had those one moments? Because I know my wife, she has this intuition, this discernment that's always working with the family, right? I say men are thermostats, women are thermometers. They kind of feel, they know what the temperature is. We kind of set the temperature. But on a good day, when I'm really dialed in with God, when I'm in prayer, sometimes I can see how the enemy is attacking my family from different directions. Like recently, so my son got injured, right?
Oh, okay.
He tore his labrum in his shoulder. So he's got to have surgery. So he's going to be out for six months, right? And then my daughter, she also went through something simultaneously, and which I don't want to name. And then my wife went through something, and honestly, while that's going on, I'm like too busy focused on something else.
Got locked in,
and the Holy Spirit was just like, "Bro,
you're under attack, bro.
You're a watchman. You are a watchman." The Bible says that we're supposed to be watchmen, right? Watchmen, like if you're really gonna be a protector and really be a sentinel, really be like you, there's other stuff coming in the house that's not physical. You got alarm set up, you got a shotgun. We talked about it. We got shotguns, we got guns, we got a whole arsenals. But the enemy, he can, bro. In the movie Sinners, with the vampires. Did you see it yet?
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay,
but this is just standard, with vampires. And listen, I ain't condoning none of this stuff. I'm just saying the point is like, with a vampire, he can only come in if you let him in, if you invite him in.
No. I didn't know that, because old school Dracula vampire in Brooklyn.
I ain't never heard that either. I guess it's a thing. And honestly, I'm too scared to investigate that because I'm too churchy. But I just take it for what it is. But I believe that sometimes we can invite these unwelcome presences in our home. They're attacking our families mentally and spiritually. And we on the video game. We looking at porn. We doing this. We too busy. We watching TV. We scrolling on our phones. I'm not saying
just flooded.
Just distracted.
Gates just flooded.
And just the gates is just being overrun.
Flooded.
And you think you him because you are paying. This is what you're saying. You're saying, let me put your statement back up there because that was super profound. Help us, Lord. Help us, Lord. Help me, Lord. Bro, you men aren't protecting because they're providing. Woo!
And also they're putting all the emphasis on providing. Like that's the That's the only thing that they're locked into.
Because you know what? It's the easiest thing to do. I don't care what nobody says. How hard it is to provide. I go out there and work. I get up 5 o'clock anymore. Get out of here, man.
But also a lot of it has to deal with, or can deal with, fatherhood trauma. Maybe you grew up a little rough, or not having this and not having that. You know what I'm saying? So you feel like, hey, I'm going to make sure that my family don't have to go through what I have to go through financially, right? We all have little childhood.
Yes, we want them to have what we didn't have.
Right, exactly.
And then what we end up doing is we don't give them what we did have. We had God. We had love. We had parents that's concerned about us. And so we just be throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah. My I'm not gonna say immature, but myself that needs to grow up, hey, listen, when I grew up, I always wanted the Jordans, right? I always wanted to, like all the Jordans, all the fly shoes and all this stuff. But my father, he had a more financial grasp on things and said, hey, man, we can't afford these right now. You can have some Nikes, you can have some nice Cortezes or whatever, but you can't get the Jordans, right? We can't afford those. I grew up, now I'm making my own money. Now I just go ham on it. Like any Jordan that drops, I buy. Like I got like 3 pairs of bread. 11's the best Jordan ever made, by the way. The best Jordan ever made.
Yeah. It's the 11 Concord for me.
Best Jordan ever
11
made.
Concord. But that 11 is the best. Keep going. Yes.
I got 1 pair boxed, 1 pair I walk around in. No, actually I got 2 pairs boxed, 1 pair I walk around in, and then I just caught the low tops. So it's just like I could have had this going up. Huh?
I like the low tops though.
Yeah. I got them. So it's like, I could have had this shoe growing up, so I'm gonna just over index on it now. Because I'm self-healing my trauma of not having, of kind of being sad or going to school and seeing all the kids have it. And then I'm like, I want some, and now I can have some. Now, hey, just like I heard online, now I'm the stunt T. First I was getting stunted on, now I'm the stunt T. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? At first I was getting stunted on. Now I'm the
You say that with such pride too.
But that could be a lot of brothers' mindset dealing with these families. When I was growing up, I wasn't having a lot. So now I'm gonna just give my children everything. And with giving your children and your wife everything, you're losing on some of those really important aspects of mental health, emotional health, well-being, things of that nature, because you're just too busy flooding the household with monetary things and just ensuring that, we got to go on these 5 family vacations. Well, it is good to take time out and go on these family vacations, because that's a way to bond with.
Yeah, but not if you're on your phone the whole time, or you drunk, or you drunk the whole time, or you know what I'm saying, or you at the casino the whole time. The whole purpose of a vacation is to spend time with your family. And there you go again, providing but not protecting.
And providing that vacation, but you're not all the way locked in.
You ain't locked in.
You ain't locked in.
See, there's levels to this, Jay. That's what you're saying. You're saying there's levels. You're saying, look, the standard that most men are operating on is the standard that we've been handed down to, that been given to us, or that I'm just going to do better than my father did. And bro, all you doing, man, is just repeating the same cycles, when in fact you ain't going deeper. And I'm gonna tell you why most men ain't going deeper, because they're not learning. They're not learning to. Now, we will learn about money. That's why you're good at making money. That's why you learn your craft. You only gonna be good at what you learn and what you have a coach in and what you got, you know what I'm saying, what you're developing. And I'm saying a lot of brothers are not developing the most important things, like your family heart. Or the second thing they say is that a lot of brothers ain't protecting their integrity. It says who they are when no one's looking, protecting their soul from compromise.
Hey man, listen, that's a hard one, man. That's that level of manhood, man. That's level 2.
We protect the stage guy. We don't protect the backstage dude.
Yeah.
We are so into that, the persona.
And then when the backstage dude comes out to the front stage, it's like, oh, how did this happen?
Right, yeah.
Secrets start getting exposed because your integrity is falling by the wayside. How did this happen? How did I end up in this situation?
Well, because we did not. And I'm saying, you ask the average man, yo, what are you actually doing to make more money? He could roll down the list and he say, well, what are you doing to like be a better man, like behind the scenes? And because he ain't going to church, he's not going to church, right? He's not in his word. He not in the. I don't know what what is he doing?
At least do this every 5 minutes. Take out 10 minutes of your day and do this.
Come on.
At least do this for 10 minutes.
Go grab you a copy. There's 42 days of this, man. We'll get you right. Go to Amazon.com and grab you the Men's Breakthrough Devotional, man. If you need a breakthrough.
Listen, the least you can do, bro, is take you 10 minutes out of your day in the beginning of your day and do this. Some brothers ain't even doing this. You know,
Hey Jay, by the way, I ain't tell
this
you,
is a
I'm
great
right.
one, but there's
I'm
apps on your
writing
phone.
another
There's
book. Jay.
everything's on your phone. You
I'm writing
know.
another book right now, Jay.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Writing another
Hey
book
man,
right
listen.
now.
Number
Writing another
one,
book.
it's gonna be a hard one to top than the first one. The first one, I keep on saying, I don't know if you was in a secret place.
No, this levels. I'm telling you, this next one.
I don't know if you was just focused in for those times you
No,
read the
real
book.
talk. I went on a 6-month healing journey. I went on a 6-month journey. I journaled every day for 6 months. And honestly, when I wrote this devotional, I wrote this as I was journaling. And then I was like, oh man, I want to give this to Camden. So it was like 21 days. And then Camden enjoyed it. And I was like, somebody was like, yo, you need to give this to men. So then it went from 21 days to 42 days. But it was all just personal, me trying to get my shift together, man. And anyway, I was trying to protect my integrity. And I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna say integrity is not something that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Integrity is something you practice. Because honestly, true integrity is perfection. But when you have real integrity, it means you defy mediocrity in every area. It means you get a guy with integrity says that I will not stay the way I am. I am going to grow. So I'm going to practice getting better. I'm going to practice integrity out. It's not just telling the truth. Some brothers feel like, well, I'm honest, so you got integrity. But bro, you overweight and you dying. Take care of your body. You can't be a man of integrity just because you go to church, but your health is out of order. You know what I'm saying? Your marriage is out of order, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like we just would love to dismiss and ignore other aspects so that we could just build a reputation on this little small area right here. And a lot of times, as you're saying, it's about money.
Being a 360 man, 360 man all the way around it, preaching to the choir. I need to get some stuff together myself, integrity, health integrity. You know
What does
what I'm
that
saying?
mean, preaching to the choir? What does that mean?
Just, talking to myself in some areas that I need to get together.
Yeah, you're talking to people who already agree with it. Is that what it means? Or just, what does it mean? I've always wondered what that. I say it too, but I just want to know. But I think it makes sense though. I'm preaching to the choir. Some of these guys, they not the choir though. They sitting here rolling their eyes right now because we ain't telling them how to make 6-7 figures. Some of y'all ain't making 7 figures because God ain't gonna bless you until you get your stuff in order.
Yeah.
We don't be thinking about that because a lot of guys think if I just handle this and handle that. Here's another thing we don't focus on, Jay. While we out here doing our thing, whatever that may be, like you mentioned, God constantly, perpetually driving with a buzz. Or listen, man, you just think about all the risky situations that we as men have put ourselves in. And man, while all that's happening, God is protecting us, bro. I don't know. You remember what the old folks used to say back in, hey, I saw you, boy. Hey, you got a quickening just there. I saw that. Hey, by the way, for those of you who are watching, anytime, when you do that right there, boy, that's an involuntary, I felt something right there. And man, I feel that same way too, Jay, because when I think of the goodness of Jesus, man, listen, I know this ain't no church service, but you think about the protection of God, what the old folks used to say. He protects you from, I love this, from dangers seen and
unseen.
Woo! Think about all the times that you could have got taken out that you didn't even know about. Oh, come on, because it was unseen. Situations and places you was in. Did you see this new documentary on? You got to watch this documentary. Oh man, I meant to tell you that yesterday because I want to talk about it today. But I'm just going. So you need to watch this documentary. It's about Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenden. Have you heard that story?
Oh, with the gun in the locker room?
Yeah. So they told the real story. Oh. It's a documentary on Netflix. Netflix got this series on sports called Untold. Have you seen those? Oh, no. The one was about the Malice in the Palace. Did you see the one with the Malice in the Palace with the? Oh, bro, you got to watch those. Oh man, bro, that joint. Man, I ain't gonna talk about it now because you ain't seen it. But man, I know you know me, man. I normally fall asleep at the drop of a hat. I watched all of it last night till midnight. That's how good it was.
So like, it's just like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.
It's just one. It's like a 90 minutes. And that's how they all are. They all are like these 90-minute one. They did one on Manti Te'o. They did one on a bunch.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, is it like this story and then another episode is another story?
No. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. But I'm saying this like Untold This one's called Shooting Guards. So it's about Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenden. And then the other one they got is on The Malice in the Palace. And they got a series. They're all really good. But anyway, I'll just say this about this one. Brother, if it had not been for the Lord on our side, man. Man, let me tell you something, man. Do you know how many people right now whose lives have been ruined, bro, while your life has been spared? And honestly, there's no real reason. It's not because you was worthy or because you deserved it or because you was a good dude. It was just the only reason is man, God, mercy of his protection. He kept you from danger seen and unseen. And then somebody else, what that song say? Come on, you the church boy. He said, it could have been me outdoors with no food, no clothes. I mean, it could have been me.
Listen, bruh, grace.
Man.
Grace. Every day, a new feeling of grace. Mercy.
Oh, Kamar, you saw it. You saw it, Kamar, didn't you? You saw it.
Every day, man.
It was good. Yeah.
Every day. It's like I just got word a good friend of mine's passed, passed at 40 years old. 40 years old. And my heart goes out to her family. But
I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Sorry for your loss. 40 years old?
40 years old, died of a heart attack.
What?
40 years old, heart attack. And it's like, we go around here, some of us brothers, we go around here smoking whatever, drinking whatever, staying up all night, doing whatever, driving with a buzz, doing all this stuff. And God just protects you every day, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. And like, that's why sometimes I like think about these atheists and I just be like, how do you not think that there's something protecting you every day in, day out? How do you believe that there's nothing that's just keeping you and just showing you grace and mercy every day? And it just blows my mind, like that we don't pay attention to how much grace and mercy that God has bestowed upon our lives, man. This crazy. God will bring you back so fast, man.
Yeah, he will.
Like you'll hit rock bottom, and like God will just be like, "I got you, man.
I got you."
I never forget, man, when me and you was riding in the car, and I was so down, man, when that thing happened on my job. I was so down. I was just in the pits. I couldn't even sleep at night because I like, for one thing, if the audience have not picked up on this, like I have a minor speech impediment, right? It was really big growing up. I had to have a speech, all types of speech teachers, and I stutter a little bit. So this whole podcast thing is a real big testimony on me because I really have a speech impediment. And that's why I just hate interviewing. I hate interviewing. Like some people just sign interviews. I can't wait to interview and just tell all about myself. Me, I dread interviews, right? And so when stuff went down in my job a couple years ago, I was like, man, I got to go out here and interview. And I was so down, man. And MyRon picked me up and just took me to lunch. And I was just like, man, I don't care what I get. I just need something. I just want to make sure that, I use my degree and I'm good. And we just came back from eating, and MyRon was just encouraging me. And the first job rolled through, and I almost had to jump out the car. I was just like, you remember that, MyRon? I was like, yes, I was so happy. And then the second one came through, and the third one came through, and it seemed like every job I interviewed for, I was just hitting. And I just had my like picking of like what I wanted to do and how much I really wanted to make. And I was making more money than I was before, probably triple, double. And it was just like, God, I got you. And it was just such a testimony to how God will just pick you up, even if you ain't worthy. Even if you messed up, ain't worthy, got things going on, he gonna say, I got you. Because a lot of y'all don't. Hold on, let me straighten up my mic, man. A lot of y'all don't know. A lot of these blessings ain't about you. It's about the people around you. You know, God is looking out for your family, and
people that's praying for you,
and people that you connected to. God don't want your family to feel your downfall, so God will pick you up to bless the people around you. God don't want your kid. God don't want your kids to feel it, so He gonna provide for you, so you can provide for them kids.
Come on, Jay. Come on, boy. Preach, boy.
I'm done. Next topic.
No, bro. Listen, I mean, we got to go. We're gonna end with this. What's the faith and family recommendation? I'll let you pick. We doing a faith and family recommendation today, or do we got a shift happens moment?
Man.
Let's do a faith and family. Let's do a faith and family recommendation. I want to recommend.
Look who pulling up. Look. Faith and
family. Hey, Jackson. What's up, Jackson? What's up, Jack?
Look who pulling up, man.
What's up, man?
I gotta go tomorrow.
All right. Stay busy. Go do something, boy. A faith and family recommendation.
I'm gonna give you one. When we found out Cannon was injured, he was very depressed, very down.
For sure.
Can only imagine.
Yeah.
So he's here. He's here at the house. He's here at the house.
Yeah.
Taylor also received some bad news about something. I just felt impressed. It was all sitting, everybody's in their room, everybody spread out, blah, blah. Holy Spirit said, get your family, bring them downstairs. I said, everybody come downstairs. And man, we just had worship. And then I went in there, I went in the cupboard. Come on, you know what I did. Well, I got that oil. Bro, I know that my wife, I know that my daughter.
Yes, sir.
I know that Camden, I know that his head, his hands, his shoulder.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You in the battle. You went into battle. I
finally got one thing right. I finally, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we just be clueless. We don't even be realizing. So let me just encourage you brothers right now. Fellas, and this is not where I was going. I wasn't going with the anointing thing. You can do that. But listen, when you get home and your family, they all in 5 different corners. You got he up in this room on the video game. She up there on the forum. Hey, you call everybody together. Bring that family together. Ask them how their day was. Pray with them. Laugh together for a few minutes and then release them to go back. But stop coming home from work and let your family just be all over the place. You don't know what they're going to. Like we told you, the most dangerous place in the world is on the internet. And you don't know what they're going through, what's in their head. Just pull them together. Have a family worship. Have a family meeting. Laugh about some stuff. Watch a program together. But stop letting your family just be all over the house and y'all don't even speak to each other. Y'all don't eat together. Y'all don't do nothing together. All right, that's my recommendation.
Yeah, man. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm on the same lane, man. Family testimony. My dad's here. He's watching Jack, because this is Jack's first day of kindergarten trial. So at my my wife's school, they do like a little what's called a kindergarten roundup, and kids that will be in kindergarten next year, they kind of get to go to see how they're gonna, function in the classroom, be around other kids, First time was like 2 weeks ago. Jackson's first time in class. He crashed out. He went and seen some. He went and seen some Fritos or some chicken. It was over. Game over on the floor. Right. So, I wanted to bring him back. So this was the second time and I got my son. I said, Jack, you got to control your emotions, brother. At 5 years old, I'm having this. At 5 years old, having this conversation. I said, Jack, you gotta control your emotions. You gotta control your emotions. You gotta know that you can't have everything. In a classroom. Just don't start crying. So I got my father who lives with me. I'm taking care of my dad. I got my father. I got my son. 3 generations, and we prayed together. I said, Lord, please bless Jack. Have a good day, and laid our hands on him, and he's, you know, he was quiet, he was just listening, and we went today, and he had a great day at pre-kindergarten, preschool, whatever you want to call it, great day. And so, you know, that's a little shift happens in family recommendations. One thing I'll say, pray for your kids. Just like MyRon talk about, pray for your children. Make it just as much as you pray for yourself. You gotta pray for your kids, man.
Not just in private, man. Do it in their face. Do it in their face. All right, man.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Get Your Shift Together Men's Podcast. For more information, please visit our website, menswinningscircle.com. That is, menswinningscircle.com. Let's win in the things that matter.